Did you know there's more to the story of the samurai? What if I told you they weren't just ruthless killers, but also artists, philosophers, and poets? Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to uncover the untold story of the samurai and separate fact from fiction. Over the past few centuries, images of the samurai have captured our imagination. We think of fierce warriors clad in armor, wielding sharp katanas and ready to fight to the death. But who were these mysterious figures really? Let's dive into their rich history and find out. Did you know that the samurai were more than just fighters? They were also men of honor, discipline, and loyalty. So let's start at the beginning. Imagine Japan in the 12th century. It was a time of endless wars between powerful clans. Villages were being burned to the ground, and ambitious lords fought for control over the burning question: who will take the throne? Out of this chaos emerged a new kind of warrior, the samurai. These warriors weren't your average soldiers. They were loyal servants of the most powerful lords known as daimyo. You see, back then, Japan was a feudal society divided into several provinces ruled by these mighty lords. The daimyo needed an elite force to protect their land and enforce their will. That's where the samurai came in. But what truly set them apart was their unwavering commitment to Bushido, the way of the warrior. It wasn't just about fighting and winning battles. No, sir. Bushido demanded a certain code of conduct that elevated the samurai to a higher plane of existence. Honor, courage, benevolence, righteousness, self-control, commitment, sincerity, and compassion were the cornerstones of their way of life. A samurai was expected to embody these virtues both on and off the battlefield. Failure to do so brought shame not only to the samurai himself, but to his entire family. In fact, if a samurai ever felt he had failed in his duty, he might resort to something called seppuku, also known as disembowelment. Talk about taking responsibility to another level. Speaking of responsibility, let's talk about their ultimate tool, the katana. Now, when you think samurai, you gotta picture that iconic curved sword, right? Well, the katana was more than just a weapon. It was an extension of the samurai's soul. Every warrior aspired to master the sword, and for good reason. It represented their status, power, and most importantly, their honor. Plus, it wasn't just about the size and sharpness of the blade, but also how you wielded it. A skilled samurai could cut through an opponent's armor like hot butter. And no, I'm not exaggerating here, but wait, there's more. The samurai didn't just rely on their trusty katanas. They were also well versed in the art of wielding bows and spears. Not to mention they were trained to fight even without any weapons, using their bare hands and feet. These guys were like the Bruce Lee of ancient Japan. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, weren't samurai just ferocious fighters? Well, surprisingly, it's not the whole story. You see, despite their warrior training, samurai weren't just bloodthirsty brutes. They were also masters of arts, literature, and even tea ceremony. Yep, you heard me right. They were poets, calligraphers, and philosophers too. They believed that a true warrior must cultivate both their physical skills and mental discipline. And as a result, they produced some of Japan's greatest works of art and literature. However, all good things must come to an end, right? Well, sadly, that's true. The samurai era lasted for nearly 700 years, but eventually it came to a close. As Japan modernized in the 19th century, the old ways of warfare became outdated. Swords and armor got replaced by guns and modern military tactics. The samurai class lost its importance and many of their traditional ways faded into history. But here's the thing, even though the samurai are no longer around, their impact on Japanese culture is immeasurable. Their stories continue to inspire artists, filmmakers, and everyday people. The legacy of the samurai lives on. So remember, the next time you hear the word samurai, don't just think of fierce warriors. Think of honorable men of arts, culture, and endless curiosity. They may be gone, but their story will never be forgotten. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. And hey, if you want to learn more about amazing history, Check out these incredible videos. Who knows, you might just discover your next favorite episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.